Okay, so this is going to be a very quick video on how to use some of the functions within Word 2007 and above. First of all, we're going to look at setting up a nice title page. Anything that you miss with it being a video, you can always rewind and watch it again. So, jumping straight in. In 2007 and above, to get to the header and footer, you just double click at the top of the page and it should bring up your header and footer tools. For the most part, you're not going to be wanting to create custom header and footers, although that is your prerogative, you can if you want. But what I use most of the time is the defaults, which are under header and footer. I'm just going to choose this one, and you can see it's automatically got a date function there, so I just pick the day. And then I'm going to put unit number, unit title, because when you're doing assignments, you basically want the identifiable information in the header and footer, so that we know if a page goes missing, it's relatable to the document. So I've done a header really quickly, and now I'm going to do a footer. Just double click in the header section, it will get you the tools, and then we go down to the footer, click in the footer, and under footer we can pick any of these. I'm going to pick this one. It says type company name, but I think it'd be better if we chose student name here. And then we have an error. Do not worry about the error, I'll explain this in a second. And it's also added a page number for us, which is automated. So double clicking away from the header and footer brings us back into normal document. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move down a couple of lines so that we're in the center of the page, and then I'm just going to add unit name, or number rather, and then unit name and unit title, same thing really. Student name, I don't know, dates or deadline, something like that. We'll stick with unit number and unit title for now. If I select this, I can select it with my mouse, or what I usually do is stick my cursor at the end and hold Control and Shift. Control and Shift will select a word at a time if you're using the arrow keys. So you've probably held Shift before and used the arrow keys to select letters. If you hold down Control at the same time, you'll select words, and it's just a hell of a lot quicker. So I've selected my words, and I want to make it a heading. So if I click heading 1, that makes it heading 1. And then for student name, because I don't want it to show up in the contents, I'm going to choose heading 4 or something completely separate from the headings. So we'll use intense emphasis. Now we've hit a problem here because we've got a red header and a footer and blue writing. Now it's up to you what you want to do here. Personally, I'd just change the style to one that's default with the right colours, but you can go and change the colours and fonts and everything in here. But for the purposes of this and to save time, I'm just going to go style set and pick formal, and you can see that it's changed the different things within the document. If you hover over any of these styles, it will actually change them as you're going through. So I'm going to pick formal, and then I'm going to use a page break. To insert a page break, we can either click insert page break, or what I do is just hold Control and press enter. It's a hell of a lot quicker. So we've got a title page, it's nice. We're going to move on to contents page. So I'm going to click references at the top, and then table of contents, and then I'm going to build an automatic table. And this here, page 1, unit number, unit title, comes from this heading here. If we remove this as a heading, I'll just demonstrate, remove that as a heading, and then I come and update, click on the contents and update my table, it will disappear entirely. No table of contents entries found. So I'm just going to stick this quickly back on a heading 1, change that to normal. And I'm going to page break again, remember, Control and enter, and I'm going to put introduction. I'm just going to set up some pages really quickly. Introduction, content, inclusion, and figures. Now on each of these, I'm just going to stick a heading 1 on them. So all I'm doing is selecting, clicking heading 1, selecting heading 1, and selecting heading 1. So now when I come to my contents, I click update table. Alternatively, I can click references, and then here is update table. You can see that it's added the page numbers and the titles here, and this is automatic, so it's something you can do right at the, as long as you create your document the right way, you can create your contents right at the end. And this will go for figures and references as well. So to demonstrate subheadings, I'm going to go to contents, and I'm just going to go down a line and put sub content, and under home I'm going to pick heading 2. And you can see that it's slightly different, it hasn't got a double line, it's ever so slightly formatted differently. But in the contents, if I update the table again, you can see that it's indented ever so slightly underneath content. So this allows the reader to visually see that, right, okay, this section here sub-content is part of the chapter content. It's really easy to follow how your document is structured. So that's a contents page based on headings 1 and 2 under the formatting options at the top. I'm going to quickly move on to a list of figures. So if I go down to content again and I click somewhere here, click insert, smart art. I'm just going to make a quick smart art. A, B, C. I'm not a particular fan of just the default blue colours, so I always go into the settings and click change colours. Just makes it look more interesting. And then I'm going to create another, because we want to have a list of figures, I need to create more than one to explain how it works. So I'm just going to go insert, I don't know, clip art. It doesn't have to be for diagrams, it can be any kind of media that's selectable and movable within Microsoft Word. So I searched for ball earlier on, we'll use the same one. So now we've got a picture, a diagram, different headings, a contents page, a title page, a header and a footer. So now we've got to do the list of figures, which is on here. So I'm just going to hit enter to stick that down there. In order to build an automatic list of figures, we'll need to add captions to the images. So with a diagram, if we select this, it's going to think we're trying to do something to this, which is not what we're after. We want to select the container, the box around it, and when we right click it, it should have insert caption near the bottom. So if we click on insert caption, it'll give us an automatic figure 1 number. This is automatically generated and will be updated. And then we're going to call it ABC diagram. Now you can see as I'm typing it in, it's all in uppercase, it's all in capital letters, but on the list of figures it will actually use the formatting that you typed it in with, and I'll demonstrate that in a second. So I'm going to click OK, and it sticks the caption underneath. And then similarly for the clip art ball, I'm going to add a caption. It automatically puts figure 2 in for us, and then we're going to put clip, let's see if I can spell, clip art ball. Okay, so now we've got it with the figures underneath. I suggest adding your captions right at the very end of a document. Keep a list of where all your images come from and then add the figures right at the end once you're happy with how it looks. It might just save you a little bit of brain ache at the end. So we've got 2 figures, one's a clip art, one's a diagram. They've both got captions. We now scroll down to figures, and similarly it's under references. We click insert table of figures and then OK. And you can see that even though it was capital letters in the caption, it's kept my formatting for the list of figures. And if we were to do this clip art ball in conclusion, and remove that. Where's my ball gone? It shouldn't be there. It's weird. Just drag him up. All I'm doing is cutting and pasting here, if you're wondering. Pasting my ball in, and then sticking the conclusion on the next page. The ball should be here. There we go. I'm just going to quickly add a caption to the ball, but I'm going to move the ball above now. I'm going to move the ball above the document, and then I'm going to add a caption, figure 1, and now you can see, look, figure 1, but it's saying, right, this ball's coming before this one. So it's like, so this should be figure 1. So if we add now, clip art ball, you can see it automatically updates the one below it to be figure 2. So if you're moving your document, moving your images and your diagrams around, if you use this caption system, it will automatically update them. And then when you come to your list of figures at the end, if you just click update table in references, update entire table, it will update. So figure 1, we'll just remove that quickly. It should update the entire table, which gives you the correct things. That's the wrong one. Insert table of figures. Do you want to? Yep, I do. So now you can see figure 1, clip art ball, and figure 2, ABCD diagram. So that's how to set up a report with contents, figures, headings, subheadings, title page, header and footer in less than 10 minutes. If you have any more questions, ask me on the forum. I will make a better version of this video another time, but this is just a quick one so people can work out how to do it now rather than later.